I want to get to the team that just smacked John Morant at Memphis. And I know you wanted to talk about Christian Wood, but I feel like we should just talk about the Mavs in general.
Yeah, look, I think of any team that we talked about last week on the show when we gave our playoff seeding predictions. And again, playoffs are all about matchups. We talk about that all the time. The most sort of pushback that I saw in the comments section was from Mavs fans or people that just with observations about the Mavs.
Understandable, by the way.
They just made the conference finals. I get it.
The 8 seed in the conference is tough.
But I think the luxury of having both JaVale McGee and Christian Wood in that big position, it provides you with a lot of flexibility in terms of lineup changes, play styles. JaVale McGee is going to protect the rim. He's going to roll. He's going to screen. Christian Wood is going to score. He's going to pop. He's going to create in space. Through 2 games, he's averaging 25 and 10 and averaging, and 50% from the 3. So this big combo that they have, it's great. And I actually thought to myself this morning, I thought, are we going to have another Chicago Bulls situation from last year, where this team?
Because we were both wrong. So we may have it.
You thought the Bulls were going to be good. I was like, I don't think it's going to move the needle. And despite the injuries, they ended up with a good seed. I think they ended up with a 6 seed last year.
My question about the Mavs in general, and Jason has been harping this to us the last 2 weeks.
Jason Gallagher's right.
Yeah.
Biggest Mavs fan,
Mavs homer, but he has been harping to this. Is have we ever really seen Luka play with a big like Wood? You think about it, because KP was just a different player. They had a completely different skill set, and Dwight Powell looked great at points, but I don't necessarily think he's the same talent as somebody like Wood, and so when you look at like somebody like Luka and how Luka plays, what could this possibly unlock for him, for a guy who's already basically unguardable 95% of the time?
Well, I'm not going to disparage KP's skill set, because I think his skill set is great. I don't know that, the fit at times seemed a little off, from when I was there. And I think KP also, in terms of his reputation, got hurt a lot from that Clippers series, when by design, Rick Carlisle said, go park yourself in the corner. You're not going to be involved in action. So I do think there's some similarities between the two in terms of being a popping big, being able to stretch the floor. Look, I like at times Christian Wood's roll game. I like his game off the dribble. I mentioned earlier, potentially a little better just in terms of creating in space, whereas I feel like at times KP on that throwback was strictly a closeout guy. Like if you ran him off the line, then he could get somewhere. Christian Wood has a little more variability to his game off the bounce. And look, we'll see if this 3-point shooting holds up. He's certainly going to get a lot of open looks. As we noted last year, in terms of open threes created by a player, Luka is at the top or near the top every year in terms of creating open threes for his teammates.